so excited about this. All right. So in this little presentation about mosses and mothering, our intention is to widen our perspective, broaden our horizon of how we view these two beautiful topics. So what I've learned is that moss is actually mosses, and mothering weaves into our lives in many different ways. So I want to just take a moment, if we could all just take a moment to acknowledge all the times we may have overlooked such beauty as the mosses beneath our feet, and all the ways in which mothering has touched our lives in unexpected ways. So today is our chance to honor both and hold them as much as they hold us. And we'll do that through our learning, through our wonder, and through our creativity a little later today. So mosses, and I'm going to start with a Greek word called bryophyte, which is another way of looking at mosses. And the study of mosses is called bryology. I thought that was a fun word to bring in. So the bulk of what I'm sharing today is from Robin Wall Kimmerer's book, and it's called Gathering Moss. So I'm just going to show everybody here. If you want to dive real deep and have an awakening of moss and how amazing it is, I invite you to get that book. So I'm going to start with a quote from the book from Robin, talking about learning how to see mosses. So she says, learning to see mosses is more like listening than looking. A cursory glance will not do it. Straining to hear a faraway voice or catch a nuance in a quiet subtext of a conversation requires attentiveness, a filtering of all the noise to catch the music. Mosses are not elevator music. They are the intertwined threads of a Beethoven quartet. You can look at mosses the way you can listen deeply to water running over rocks. The soothing sound of a stream has many voices, the soothing green of mosses likewise. I really loved that quote. So some fun facts about mosses. So they are members of the plant kingdom, and they are the oldest plants to colonize land. And they showed up on land 350 to 400 million years ago. And there are between 15 and 20,000 different kinds of mosses. And they occupy and endure on virtually every habitat on the planet, even deserts. They have survived through many mass extinction periods, and one of the valuable life lessons we can gain from them is to live life simply and to adapt to our environment and not take more than we give. So mosses don't have a high energetic demand. That's another way that they've survived through the ages. They grow very slowly, they stay small, and they adapt to habitats. They can go completely dry, so such as the mosses that live in the desert, they look very black and they get very crunchy, and they look dead, but they're actually just dormant in a state of suspended animation, and they're just waiting for the rain. And once they get the rain, they're back to full photosynthesis within 25 minutes. So it's still sort of a mystery as to how mosses can do this, but this is another way that they have adapted and evolved and just thrived through all of these years. So mosses have no roots, no flowers, no seeds, no system to move water within themselves, which is called xylem and phloem. What they do have is they have a reproductive cycle. So there are males and females, and they reproduce with a sporophyte. So in some of these pictures, you'll see a sporophyte that's coming up. Oh, Perfect. So those are little sporophytes, the little spindly stem with the little oval at the top. And that is how they disperse spores on the wind. So there are eggs and sperm, and they use water as a bridge for the sperm to find its way to the egg. So water is truly essential. Their lives revolve around water, and they retain water droplets. They turn water into humidity. They are damp beds for fallen seeds. They are home to a huge variety of tiny creatures and fungi. Um, and so when you see the moss covering a dead log, they're actually, again, creating all that moisture for all of the life that lives within that log. So they're just such a part of the ecosystem. And they're often called the coral reef of the forest. I really like that. There's so much to get into there if you want to learn about all the creatures that live inside of mosses. Much like the predators, the herbivores, and the ground dwelling creatures, the creatures that dwell in the canopy of a forest, it's the same thing in just a little patch of moss. So I invite you to explore that further if it's exciting to you. Some uses of mosses, especially because of their water retaining ability and their antimicrobial components, is that they are prime nest material for songbirds. And this is fun, especially songbirds whose babies poop inside of the nest because the mosses reduce the microbial load, and they also provide a warm and soft bed for the babies. And because of this, the mosses were often used by indigenous people to also care for their life, and especially as mothers. So mosses were used as diapers because of their soft insulating ability and their absorbency. And they were also used as a pad for women during their moon time, and also as a wound dressing for injuries, which would help fight infection and save lives with again, the antimicrobial properties. And how it is used especially when it's dry, it's a really great insulator, so it would keep people warm. They would put it inside of their boots, inside of mittens, inside of hats, bedrolls. I love that. And wigwam, which is a home structure, and it would be used as insulation in the walls. So, through all of this, we can literally be held and mothered by mosses. And that's what I'll share today as far as like some of the fun science facts. But I do highly recommend doing your own exploration with gathering moss or going online, doing your own research. And I'll transition into just some different ways that we might look at the topic of mothering, much in the way that we've taken a new kind of microscopic look to mosses today. And I feel it's important to contemplate and honor the topic of mothering as a really deeply personal experience, to just let ourselves feel the wounds we carry as well as the affection we carry for mothering, to go beyond age and gender and realize that mothering is truly an evolving cycle in our lives. So, some of the ways we can be mothered or find ourselves mothering others is we could be mothering ourselves. And I know this experience personally, but this can look so many different ways, from nurturing our bodies after injury or illness, or loving our physicality, to learning how to soothe ourselves emotionally in tough times. We can be mothers to our family members that are younger or older than us, or become caretakers for our parents and our elders. We can mother our animal and plant companions, and Those could be the ones that live with us in our homes or even, on the land that we live on. So the birds, the bees, the skunks, the possums, the squirrels, everyone that we live with around our gardens, all of that is mothering. Mothering could be an aspect of our career, whether we're a stay-at-home parent, a nanny, a nurse, a life coach, a teacher, a dance teacher. There are so many roles that take on the attributes that we feel in a mother. We could be mothered by earth. We could be mothered by our home, could be our mother if we live alone. Our partners can mother us, our pets, our plants, our friends, our community, and even strangers could be a mother in a time that we need them. So, and thanking you, Candace, for sending me this email from the Anima Mundi Apothecary, where I found this last quote that I want to share with us. And it's from Katie Huey Harrison, who is the Undefining Motherhood founder. And she said, "Motherhood is not a definition, it is a feeling." And she adds, "I became a mother when I felt like one," to emphasize that anyone can be a mother whenever and however they choose to be one. So that's my share for today.
That was beautiful, Lori. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. I need to just digest it all. Take a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And all the facts about moss too. So much to
Yeah.
feel into and weave them
Yeah.
all together. Thank you.
Healing help. Thank you. Here's our water droplet.
Ah,
Your nature inspired feeling.
right. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to continue on and I will start with a quote as well by Thich Nhat Hanh. "You carry Mother Earth within you. She is not outside of you. Mother Earth is not just your environment. In that insight of interbeing, it is possible to have real communication with the earth, which is the highest form of prayer." I'm going to read it one more time and then chat about it a little bit. So you carry Mother Earth within you. She is not outside of you. Mother Earth is not just your environment. In that insight of inner being, it is possible to have real communication with the earth, which is the highest form of prayer. And this quote reminds me of just that gentle reminder that we are nature and we have this connection with the earth because we are the earth. We are all one, and that it is within us. And a lot of times, mothering or the earth we can think of as this outside being, and it really is just like Lori talked about, that mothering ourselves or mothering others, that can all come from within. So I just invite you to remember that when times are challenging or hard, or we feel like somebody we love is not there for us, that we hold what we need for ourselves because we know what we need. It's innate within us, and we came here with the earth holding us as well. So it also reminds me of how moss is holding the earth like this beautiful blanket, and that's always been there, keeping the earth warm and comfy and cozy. And since we're part of it, keeping us warm and comfy and cozy and safe and protected. So I will transition a little bit into the different aspects of mothering that I found when I researched throughout the internet and other sources. So some aspects of mothering I found were patience, protection, respect, responsibility, comfort, care, unconditional love, gratitude, teacher, and encouraging. So I just want to weave those aspects together with some symbolism with moss because the two harmonize quite well with each other. And I did find a plethora of information about the symbolism of moss from a site called symbolismandmetaphor.com if you want to check that out. So much there regarding moss. But basically, moss is held in high reverence in the Japanese culture. And a quote from the site is, "It is seen as a place of reflection and holds feelings of refinement, humility, and simplicity." Moss can remind us of nostalgia and contentment. It's also a symbolism for hard work and resiliency due to the fact, like Lori said, it covers a lot of the planet. It's found in many different environments, in many different conditions, and it's ancient. Been here quite a long time, and it thrives in all sorts of climates, I think even including Antarctica, as well as, Lori said, the deserts. So this just reminds us once again that the moss is holding the earth like a mother holding her child. Moss is a symbolism, or is a symbol of elegance and adaptability, that you can be calm and collected in the face of turmoil. It shows us a sense of pride in being ourselves and our true self. It's calming and graceful with the way it's soft and the vibrancy of the green. And it does grow in the shadows, so the north facing areas. And this reminded me of a mother where, whether it's mothering yourself or mothering others, but a lot of times that mother component is there to take you out of dark times or difficult times or the shadow, and going into that space that maybe there won't be gratitude for the mother, or maybe that mother won't be seen as this protector or person of love, but they are there in these shadows, in these dark times, just like moss is there in the darkness of the northern areas. I know on my rocks, I can tell which spots don't get sun by the amount of moss that grows. Moss is a symbol of a confident, evolved adult, love of life, being the heart of the household. And Japanese gardens bring in moss to incorporate all of these symbols and meanings to remind us to ground and come back to ourselves. So lots of symbolism for moss, very comforting. Like I said, it has a lot of the aspects of mothering as well, the similarities between the two. And then I just had a few shares for if you dream of mosses, I should say, now that Lori has given us the right verbiage for that. So if you dream of mosses, that may mean that you're holding your family or relationships together, like the glue of a mother in a family. It could mean that you have found home within yourself, or that you have an excellent capacity for learning. You take moments in your day as valuable lessons. It also invites you to bring out your sensitive side, since moss grows in low light. That also goes back into those bright, vibrant conditions. Moss likes to, oh, I'll just stay over here, but it's its own brightness and vibrancy in the way that it has the shades of green. And lastly, if you dream about growing mosses, it could mean that you have slow progress, but you're patient and you're humble about a project or something you're creating in your life, which we could all use that patience. And just like I said, that was one of the aspects of mothering as well. So those are my shares. I'm going to remove my pin here. All right.
So beautiful. I really like um, feeling the shadow dwelling, like that they're not afraid of their shadow or living in the shadow. And I do feel that as a mothering aspect, the courage to hold shadow, to hold dark times. I think a lot of us look toward a mothering figure when we are in a dark night of the soul. So, but how much brightness, they bring to those areas, and this vibrant green that, survives through the winters of life. So, yeah, I felt so much. And of course, I want to go to Japan now. And I want to see it. So, thank
Yes.
you, Sarah.
Thanks. And it reminded me too of all the cycles, like, because I just love watching like just one little patch of moss, and there's a lot of mosses within it, right? But
Yeah.
how much it changes throughout, from when we're getting lots of rain to when we have the dry season to just the weather of the different seasons, fall, winter, spring, and summer,
Mm,
daytime versus nighttime. It's just really a nice way to observe that adaptability, that strength, that resiliency just within one little patch.
yeah, yeah, so resilient. Yeah, so we might all be out and about in the world, even in the cities, in the middle of New York City. And just when you notice a little patch of mosses, you can think of all these beautiful um, beings that are dwelling together, the community aspect, and the nod to mothering when you see mosses. All right, so that was a beautiful story time with moss and mothering. And we're going to just weave these two topics and take some time. We're going to take about 30 minutes for some intuitive art. And you can just use any art supplies that you feel drawn to, especially in regards to the topic. I was drawn to use my water-based paints, which are called gouache. I love the moisture, watery vibes of moss, and I want to see what wants to flow out from today's topic. But feel free to follow your intuition, choose whatever colors speak to you with regards to moss and mothering. You could use your words, you could write down some of the stories that want to come out from your own personal experiences. And if you feel at all blocked, just take a moment and sit back and observe. You can listen to the music, or put on your own music, and then just come back to your paper or canvas whenever you feel ready. All right, we're going to put on some music, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so we've just spent about a half hour um, exploring our intuitive art with moss and mothering, and I am, yeah, amazed by what has come out. So I just want to share that there's no right or wrong with intuitive art, and it's not about what it looks like, it's about what it means to you and expressing yourself. So, if you want to take some time with your art piece now, and pause here and just do some reflection, observing your piece and noticing where your attention goes to, and maybe seeing if you get any messages back from your art piece. So, I just wanted to put that in as an added step that you can take into your life. There may be something that moss and mothering together want to bring to you as a message. You may notice a pattern or a theme or a specific color, and you can bring that and embody it further into your life. So I invite you to explore and play with it. So, Sarah, do you want to do a little great reveal together of
Great
what we
reveal.
created? Okay,
Sure.
here we go.
Da, 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 da.
Do, 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 do. It's going to be hard to see.
Ooh, I can see yours.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Uh, oh my gosh. Wow, so different.
right.
I love
Oh,
it.
look at the hearts and the red and the fuzziness. I feel very fuzzy when I look at yours.
Very fuzzy. I was exploring little moss patches.
Oh, I love it.
There's just, I feel like I'm in, like, transported to basically my dream home.
Yeah.
I want to live in your art piece there. That is so gorgeous.
That just surreal vibes. And what were those little things you called those three?
Sporophytes.
Yes, I
I
tried
wanted
to
to do that. You did so nice.
capture
Ooh,
some of that.
hi, sporophytes. I
Yeah.
love it. Oh, the many layers. Layers.
Oh, is that like a pink red in the background, Lori?
Yeah, it's like a little,
Oh,
it's
that's
a diluted
nice.
red. I really like
Mm.
the red and the greens.
It
Okay.
feels like birthing. Like
Yes, it
birthing
does.
vibes.
Yeah,
Wow.
immediately felt the mothering vibe with that, but
Mm.
also it was interesting. There were three hearts. Yeah, I immediately got a few messages of like where threes come in my life, the power
Ooh.
and the way I look at woman at this point, at this part of my journey is I like the triple goddess, the maiden, mother, and crone. So I've been sort of feeling myself as all three at once. And I think they're all phases of mothering in a way. So yeah, but it's all held by cocoons of mosses.
And it's very glowy. I get like this glow to it.
Yeah.
And then I like the floating feel of the moss patches too.
Yeah, yeah, anti-gravity going on.
Yes. Moss in the sky.
Oh,
I like
and in
that.
the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any
I
feel?
mine was like I like these waves coming in of like, oh, did you forget about us? Here's another wave for you. Here's another wave, another like layers and waves.
Mm,
Was kind of what came in
that's
amongst the
gorgeous.
forest. Like there was these like patches of forest, and then like don't forget we started it.
Oh,
And then right here, like I did the blue, but then I was thinking like black, like cosmic and more like planet. It's just very expansive.
mm,
Like a zoom out, but then a micro moments as
yeah.
well of like Moss just again like little shout outs like we're gonna wrap you up. Here's another blanket and here's another blanket. And then the sporophytes.
Yeah.
Really? Remember us?
I love it. Yeah.
Mm,
Microcosm and macro, like widened out perspective. It's really, really cool. It's so
yeah.
nurturing and like ancestral feeling too.
And that's, I think the blurriness kind of came with that too. Like there's like this, oh, sorry for my light. Like this, there was this like timelessness with like just blurring
Mm-hmm.
the green in the trees of like we're like the ancient feeling, like in the
Yeah.
background, like way back when that kind of the
Beautiful.
shadows. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Mm,
thank you, Sarah, and I hope
thanks,
you all
everyone.
enjoy this experience of gaining messages back from your intuitive art.
Okay, for this next section, we are going to explore our voice a little bit. And what great way to start than with a warm hum. If you didn't get your creativity page and explored the hum there, you can explore it now with us. And the beautiful thing about a hum is it already has those mothering vibes. Just 30 seconds to 2 minutes of humming, studies show, can help boost our immune system and lower our blood pressure. So we're already taking care of ourselves and taking care of our physical body by doing this hum. So let's all do it together, and we'll just do it for a minute or so. Take breaths when you need, release when you need. And let's all just start with a nice big breath in. Feel the buzz in your lips. I'm going to start doing some movements with it. Something that just your body wants to intuitively participate in, that moss is coming in, mothering is coming in. Maybe it's some rocking, maybe some rubbing, patting. Maybe we'll get some moss sensations on our body. Hold your forehead with care. Give yourself a mothering hug. And relax as we do one more. And just observe any sensations that you might be feeling in your body. When we release sound, we're releasing energy. And today our theme is moss and mothering. So you might be releasing those components held within your body out into the earth. I know I'm feeling a little lighter. Sometimes I get chills or yawns or tingles. So just release it, and let's remember symbolism for moss of coming back to us and grounding. So we're going to continue on with a vocal play for whatever is inspiring you with our gathering today. And for those of you who don't know, vocal play is just giving something a unique sound. So we're going back to our roots, which is perfect for moss, before learning words, going beyond words, using our voice to give something a sound. And really, anything goes. Keep it light, keep it playful, keep it fun. And it could be a sound for mothering. It could be the sound of moss or symbolism or the dreams or all the facts that were presented, or the quotes and the feelings within that, giving that a sound. Or maybe it's the two together. Do they harmonize together? Are they two very different sounds? Explore whatever comes up and just cycle through. I'm going to demonstrate this for you right now. We're going to cycle through with some body movements, because afterwards you can get some messages from the sound you picked, the rhythms you used, the rate you used, and maybe the body movements used too. And this can be anything from animal sound, a nature sound, another hum, some tones, a tune you want to make up. It can even be words, maybe a poem, if you don't feel like singing today. Or maybe a song comes in that reminds you of mothering, something deep within, that ancient piece that wants to come out today. So I am going to start with the sound of moss because I am really feeling that those little those little guys coming up. So it's like ding a 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 wow 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 wow. Very young sounding. Ding a 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 wow 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 wow. Ding a 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 wow 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 wow. Ding a 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 wow 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 wow. Ding a 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 wow 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 wow. That was fun. Oh, what are you showing, Lori?
Were you doing the sporophytes?
Yes, sporifites. Oh,
They're
and I'm already
the
getting
little guys.
messages.
They're
Yeah.
dispersing their seed.
Oh, yes. I'm getting the messages too, like the way my voice did that wow, 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 kind of had that like cry, that baby cry. It was a little tight in the voice. So I also invite you to get your voice memos out, your phone out to record your process, or even after you've landed this sound, so you can have it for later on to play back or to infuse into your life. So that was a lot of fun. Lori, would you like to pick something to give a sound?
Yeah, so you did moss. So maybe I'll be courageous and I'll do mothering to give a sound to what mothering is. Um, it does, it feels so soft and quiet and deep. Um, it's kind of like that. Mm, ooh, 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 ooh.
I love that. Felt like a baby being held.
Yeah, and you know, I don't have like a human baby, but my cat ho wants me to hold him like that all the time and curls up multiple times a day. So he definitely gives me the experience of being a mommy. But I also don't usually get my voice that low. So I think it's very interesting that my voice was able to be very comfortable down there. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
usually go that low. It just was like so soothing. I felt like I was like simultaneously being held by Earth, um,
Yes.
which gave me the ability to like deeply love and hold whoever needs holding, including myself. So those were some of the messages that came through.
Yeah, I was gonna say it felt deeper than mother. It felt like grandmother, great grandmother, ancient earth. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I like that.
So we had birth, baby, and great, 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 great grandmother.
Good grandma.
The two, because at first I was like, well, those don't really go together, but now I don't know,
Yeah.
they kind of do. They're the both the ends of the spectrum in a way. The cycle of life.
Hmm.
That feels
Beautiful.
very healing. Well, I invite you to try this on your own. Take some time with your body, a quiet, um, comfy, cozy space. Remember to record. And You know, if you're new to this, you can also just receive what we did, or you can copy the vocal plays that Lori and I just came up with. So anything goes, and enjoy.
This was so potent, Sarah. Thank you so much for the vocal play. I hope you all enjoyed playing with your voices, exploring your intuitive art, and learning more about mosses and mothering today with us. We thank you for being here with care and connection.
From our cocoon to yours. Bye.
Bye.